Hello, I'm Neal Adams, and you're watching InvestComics TV.
Hello, I'm Sebastian, and this is FFFIC. Sean is not here. He's at a Real Big Fish concert, so really, you can't fault him for this. Or you can. I guess it depends on how you feel about Real Big Fish, or Sean, or Real Big Fish and Sean in combos. But not many people have an opinion on both of them together like that. You know, it doesn't happen. So I've got no one to riff off of, which always makes me sad and uneasy because I know I work best reactive rather than proactive. So you're gonna have to bear with me as I stumble through this. But it also means I won't get punched later when I review a certain book. That I'll do my imitation of his reaction to my review on a couple of things. All right, first off, what do we got? We got All New X-Men number 411, number 7. All right, it's good. It's really good. God help me, this may be one of my faves. It's X-Men and it's Bendis, and those are two things that I'm not usually a huge fan of. But sometimes, you know, you take two ingredients that you hate, you mix them together, and you get a new flavor that you totally love. This is that new flavor. It is good. It is good. Mystique messing with people's heads. Little Cyclops getting to make Jean cry with a tender moment neither of them knew they were having. It's kind of weird in a psychoanalytic kind of way, the way Kitty Pryde, who is dating current Iceman, is kind of abusive to Kid Iceman, and it's just weird to think that, you know, if you had two versions of your boyfriend living in the same world, would you just be a real pain in the ass to the younger one? And it turns out, yes, you would. All right, here's one where Sean would be upset with me. God help me, I really liked the third issue of the Superior Spider-Man. You want to hate it? I don't care. I've been hating Spidey for years because ever since the whole One More Day fiasco, it's been dead to me. Maybe that making it dead to me made it a little easier for me to deal with this, because since technically Spider-Man hasn't been my Spider-Man for like 5 years, I don't mind that he's not my Spider-Man now. I kind of like Ghost Peter. I think for the first time, I like Charlie, I can never remember her name. He says it at the end. Or he doesn't. I don't know. Yeah, Carly. All right, so Carly, I think I like her for the first time. You know, she's still no Mary Jane, but I like her. I like the idea of getting at the tender underside, the softer side of Ock, as it were. Although, basically, I mean, you know, it's one thing, oh, can a villain become a hero? Can a hero become a villain? Yeah, they do it all the time in comics. You can switch back and forth. If you're Magneto or the Submariner, you can be a villain and a hero in the same issue. All right? You can, yeah, I saved the day and I'm a dick. What are you going to do? That's it. Ultimately, is there enough good Doc Ock can do to make up for the fact that really even to become a good guy, he had to kill a good guy? And if Peter's ghost hangs around and eventually comes back, does that mean Doc never killed him? It's all kind of a weird, blurry line. And they have to avoid Doctor Strange, because I think Doctor Strange would see Astro Peter. But no, this is really good, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, I'm just liking it. I don't know what to tell you. This Thunderbolts is fun. I like this. I like issue. Thunderbolts number 4. All right, is still fun, and really, Punisher and Deadpool. I want a Punisher and Deadpool buddy book. This is just awesome. I wouldn't expect them to work together as well as they do. Little history on the leader and his brother, and Elektra, I don't know. Even when Elektra's tied up and chained to a wall and you think you've got her beaten, she just doesn't care, and eventually you may just have to kill yourself to get away from her. Fearless Defenders #1. Another one Sean was going to give me a hard time about, because Sean was going to give me a hard time about. He gave me a hard time ringing me up. So that's how I knew. And last week, when he knew this was coming in this week, he said, "You really ordered that?" So there was that. But I liked it. It's Cullen Bunn, so you know I like Cullen Bunn. Misty Knight and Valkyrie, just so opposite that they make like that great buddy cop combo kind of story. Next issue we get Danny Moonstar, one of my favorite depowered mutants. How come she's not repowered after Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, said, you know, more mutants and fix the mutant power? Richter got his powers back. How come no Mirage? I don't know. But, you know, she's still got a winged horse and is a Valkyrie, so really, it's kind of hard to undersell her. But this is a lot of fun. I don't know who this Sliney is. Will Sliney. Don't know who they are. Like their art. So, that's good. X Factor is great. Continues to be great. Oh, it makes me... In one panel, there's like one panel of Guido, and it breaks my heart. Because I like Guido. It's got Pluto, the old, like, Thor villain god Pluto, and the right artist can just make those old style Kirby designs just really, really pop. I mean, so could Kirby, but not just anybody can draw a Kirby design and make it work unless they become a complete and total Kirby ripoff. Leonard Kirk over here, he can do it. He can make his own. He can make it still look like the Kirby classic and his own thing. So that's fun. And I don't know why. I just always got a kick out of Pluto in the. I must have read early Thor issues with Pluto in it as a kid, but it's good. They're still trying to save Rain's baby. We find out why all of hell is out to kill Rain's baby, and it's a pretty basic, banal, petty little reason, but that makes sense because we're dealing with hell. So it's pretty good. The stakes are pretty high, and oh, it's so good. And I hope Peter David is doing well and recovering, because I want this book to go on and on forever, and I want Peter David to be on and on forever. So we need both things. Green Arrow. Yeah, you haven't seen one of that in these reviews in a while, have you? No, but Jeff Lemire wrote this issue, so it was awesome. Now, I've read a handful of reviews. Right? DC Women Kicking Ass loved the book. A couple of people from, I haven't read the official reviews over on Newsarama, but a couple of people I know from Newsarama were posting on Facebook that they absolutely hated this. And they came up with some very insulting terms for the art. Now, I'm not the biggest fan in the world of Andrea Sorrentino. He was doing, it's like an app for the undead iVampire. It's not an app. But, see, Sean should be here to make faces at my bad puns. I don't work well without him. How do I live without you? So, it's good. Jeff Lemire can write the hell out of anything, and he does. And I'm already hooked, interested. It's, you know, it didn't just get turned into the Arrow show, but it's got that same, you know, without the CW feel that those shows have to have. It's got that same kind of down and gritty Arrow feel to it. So, and it was just really, really good. And boom, in one issue we get to watch a nice, smooth transition of how everything was to how it's all completely falling apart around Arrow, and he needed that because this book was floundering, and the character didn't need to be. I mean, everybody who writes Green Arrow takes him down 6 notches, then builds him up, and then takes him down. That's like Green Arrow's lot in life. But this whole series needed it because it was floundering, and floundering and not finding a voice, not even an audience. It was just not finding a voice, and it's got a very distinct voice. And I said I'm not a huge fan of Andreas Sorrentino, but the art really works here. They do some interesting things that I'm still not sure if I like or don't like, but am sure that it's interesting the way they're doing it. There are just certain panels that just suddenly drop to black and white except for one color, and it really makes the element they're trying to emphasize pop. And it just works. And yeah, it's heavy on the darks, but it's street level, moody Green Arrow. The darks work, so it's good. Read it, love it. All hail Green Arrow, and then we can read Justice League and see if he's good, if it's good there too. So good. My second Bendis praise for the day. I know, it's crazy. Ultimate Comics Spider. Oh, did I say an issue number with this? Probably not. This was 17. It was 17, and X Factor was 251, and Fearless Defenders was number 1, and Thunderbolts was number 4. I think we covered that one, so we're good now. Blah 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 blah. Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Comics, All New Spider-Man 20. So good. Sarah Pacelli artwork, so gorgeous. Big creepy Venom falls apart, regenerates. So scary. Family in danger. Spidey at his, most vulnerable emotionally and physically. Funny scenes of him trying to not get recognized by his dad and doing different voices. Like, what am I doing? Talking in an English accent? Everyone get out of this bloody place. Bloody place? Really? All right. So he's like a kid trying and realizing, wow, this is stupid to cover things up, and still having trouble making his own web fluid. His friend Gonk helps him make it, and it's just kind of a mess. It's good. It's such a fun book. It's so gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. Dial H, awesome. Centipede guy, where's the giant bug head? Dial Age number 9. All right, this book is so great. If you're not reading it, I don't understand why, because this book just continues to be awesome, and I can't stress to you enough. In the end, we've got the Bristol Bloodhound. In the beginning, we've got Minotaur. They continue to be awesome. You turn into a big female Minotaur with the power to just create mazes around people and trap them in it. How awesome is that? It's brilliant. It's a little bit Minotaur, a little bit Daedalus, all in one. It's a beautiful thing. Mudman number 6. Took a while to get to number 6, but it's here and it's great. It's Paul Grist. It's just a British superhero drama indie film comic feel that's really about a kid who is like a soggy Sandman. All right, he can turn into mud, he can control mud, and he's trying to figure out how to deal with that in this, in his small little seaside or more mudside British town. And it's great, and the art is great, and I just love this stuff. I don't know if this is either your thing or it isn't. This is the best. That's the best review I can do for you. This is the kind of thing that you already know just from looking at it. I'm really going to like this, or this is the thing where you look at it and go, that's not for me. If you like this thing, then this is awesome. If you don't like this kind of thing, then it's just not for you. And ne'er the twain shall meet. I'm all over this kind of thing. It's like Invincible with the BBC's sensibilities. Really, it's smaller scale, less grand scope, very character driven, and ambiance of that that British smaller screen thing. World's Finest number 9, Huntress and Power Girl. So good, so good. This book continues to be Earth 2 characters continue to be better than the regular CeeLo. Earth 2 is also so good, but yeah, it flashes back, it pops ahead, and you've got a little shocker at the end there, leading into tying it back together to when Power Girl first showed up in the New 52. She was hanging with Michael Holt, a.k.a. Mr. Terrific, who is currently on Earth 2 going, wait, what? Where the hell is this? Hell! Right? So good. Read that. Earth 2 number 9, also so good. This book continues to just amaze me. And, it's Nicholas Scott art, so really, there's no such thing as anything bad there. We're starting the intro to Dr. Fate. We haven't met Dr. Fate yet, although we hear his voice as he keeps nagging Khalid, all right, the Helm of Naboo. Keeps the guy who will be Dr. Fate in this world, his name is Khalid, and the Helm of Naboo keeps like, put me on. You know you want to put me on. You like it when you have the power. Put me on. Go on, put me on. You know you want. And he's like, no, shut up. And he can use a little bit of the Dr. Fate powers without wielding the helmet, but he has, once he does it, he has moments that he says crazy, but it's really more moments of, magic influence, Naboo run kind of moments, and it's just good. And we meet the Flash's mom, and old time magic DC nemesis showing up at the end, and a little peek at the Tower of Fate, the Tower of Naboo in the background there. Good stuff, good stuff. Suddenly my comics have turned upside down, and I don't know why. Alright, what time is it? Adventure Time! With Fiona and Kate, number 2 of 6. So good. This book, the little flame prints, it's so beautifully drawn. It's just look at it. It's like, I'm gonna get blasted out of the way for this, but I'm gonna say it's like good anime, because not all anime is good. You know what I'm talking about. But some of it, this is like Totoro level, adorable anime going on in here. And then it's Fiona and Cake. So really, can't go wrong there. Ooh, the kids' gloves are off, and the Infinity Gauntlet is broken. What? Don't let Captain America play with your toys. Also, this is what? New Avengers number 3. Alright? If the Illuminati will screw over the Hulk, then they will screw over other heroes. Even if their names are, I don't know, Captain America. Maybe. Professor X gets a replacement within the Illuminati. Apparently in his last will and testament, he left an implanted memory in Hank McCoy saying, oh, by the way, forgot to tell you, I'm a founding member of a secret cabal of superheroes and occasional villains who try to run the entire world, universe, multiverse as best we can. If you're getting this memory, and I died, so congratulations, you're in the cabal. Welcome to the Illuminati. Which makes it, if this happened before All New X-Men, then I'm willing to be a little easier on Beast for going, you know what, everything, the time-space continuum, I'm going to go back in time, get the kid X-Men, and just leave them here. Screw it. Because, really, that's a hell of an inheritance. Avengers number 5, right? Avengers number 4 confused the hell out of me and Sean. Sean did tell me his review for this when I picked this up. Avengers number 5 makes sense. And it does. And it was really, really good. I know Sean's usually not a fan of the brothers Kubert, but I am most of the time. And this was really, really good, and it introduces a new smasher for the Imperial Guard. Also, kind of mixes up, I don't know if this is new, if this is a Hickman thing, or if this is something that I just haven't seen in Marvel's Cosmic Universe or not, but apparently there are several levels of the Imperial Guard. You can be a Super Guardsman, which are the main Imperial Guard that we've seen in the X-Men and in the Avengers and in like Annihilation, all that. But just because there's Smasher on that team, there are several small lower levels of Smasher. They have several teams to patrol the different galaxies within the universe, so that this way, when one dies, you can get promoted. And Earth gets its first Super Guardsman in this new Smasher, and this whole story is basically her origin and kind of connecting her through her grandfather to the Avengers, and it was really, really, really good. mostly done in one. I mean, there's some elements that leak over from the previous issues, and some stuff that clearly is setting up for the next issues, especially when we find out who the true story behind the alien baddies in this issue. But ultimately, it's a done in one. You don't need to read any further or any previous to enjoy this story, and it's really, really good. Dynamite, Garth Ennis and Craig Cermak, Red Team. Holy crap, this was good. I didn't even know what this was. I had no idea this was even coming out until I opened up my little envelope from Dynamite, and there it was. And it's so, so good. Basically, it's like a it's kind of like Law and Order, but it's lawless and orderlessness. It's a story told mostly in flashback. They're questioning one of their cops, and basically he was with the major crimes, kind of like Law and Order, Criminal Intent. Only you're not going to get gore in here. He was with major crimes. Oh, this is Red Team number 1. I don't know if I said the number. They're in major crimes. A cop working with them is killed, and they decide that they are going to cross the line. They're going to cross that thin blue line, and they are going to murder they're going to, in cold blood, kill back the people responsible for killing this cop. However, as the guy puts it, basically, look, we decided to do a bad thing, and our bad thing went from bad to worse, and everything that could go wrong on our one bad, it snowballed, and it's so good, and it's so just. If Garth Ennis wrote Law and Order, this is this is how it would go, and we did this, and now it boom boom, and I can't wait for more of this. It's just brilliant. New Crusaders number 6 continues to be fun. I think this is the last one until the new series that they just solicited for in previews. I like it. I've always liked the Red Circle characters. I've liked most of their various incarnations, as everybody from DC to Archie to anybody in the universe who gets their hands on them and tries to make them work. So I've been liking this. It was a slower setup than I think it needed to be, but this issue really had me happy, really paid off, and hopefully the next issue, now that we've got all the introduction out of the way, can just kind of go. So, Army of Darkness, number 10. I don't always review the Army of Darknesses because I don't always remember to, but it's just fun. It's good. We've got old school gangsters going on, and it's old school gangsters plus Ash equal fun. Voltron continues to surprise me. Continues to be better than I thought it would. I really like the art. Who did this one? Illustrated by Stephen Harris. Stephen Harris. I don't know who you are, but this is just really, really good. And yeah, I mean, I liked Voltron as a kid, so I know I like the idea. But the comic is just really, really good. So read that. Batwing 17. Sky Pirate. It's okay. I like this character. I like this book. Fabian Nicienza taken over, and he's still from Judd Winnick, and he's still kind of finding his stride. But I mean, he's doing good. He's doing it hasn't lost really any of the tone, flavor, or whatever. And there's some good, not Batwing scenes. Some good as David as the police officer that he is scenes. And that was so that was really good, and I like it. The Crow, Skinning the Wolves, number 3. It's the Crow during the Holocaust. What else do you need to know? This is the payoff issue. I think this was a 3 of 3 mini. Although this story is called Part 1, so I'm wondering if we're going to get back to this character. I mean, it ends with a definite possibility for him to go and do more, because he's not just mad at the Nazis for doing what they did. He's mad at the whole nearby town for not stopping the Nazis from doing what they did. So it could get messy, Really, really good, and it's the Crow story and breakdowns by J.L.R. So it's the Crow, the way the Crow's supposed to be. And yes, and if you're a real Crow fan, some people open up the Crow and go, oh, well, it's not Eric Draven. Yes, but Eric Draven, the point of the Crow is the Crow the Crow can bring back anyone to first serve as a Crow. And when the creator of the concept is writing it, then it's really hard to argue that it's not but that's not the right. Yeah, he says it's the right Crow. You deal with it, and it's just so good, and that's all you need to know. Human Bomb. I'm gonna just keep gasping at comics that are in this issue, in this pile here. Human Bomb number 3 of 4. Oh, it's Palmiotti and Gray. I tell you every week because they've got like something coming out all the damn time. They're just everywhere, and they're so underrated because everybody. Oh yeah, Jimmy Palmiotti, but. I see the books not selling half as well as they should here, and you should be reading this. I so want these series to, when they're done introducing these characters and these minis, I want just a series of mini-series for Freedom Fighters. Freedom Fighters. Freedom Force is somebody else. So Freedom Fighters. This new Human Bomb is awesome. Jerry Ordway art. So not only is it a great story, but it's just gorgeous to look at. And I told you. The new Dollman and Phantom Lady, awesome. The new Ray, awesome. The new Human Bomb, awesome. All right, we can get this going. Just throw in like a Firebrand and a couple other people. We got an Uncle Sam. We're good here. It's so good. Read this. Abnett and Landing's Hypernaturals number 8 from Boom. This book is awesome. All right. Here at Famous Faces and Funnies, we do a roundtable event next week for anyone in the area. Every month we sit around on a Wednesday night and we just talk comics. Whatever. Someone always mentions this as, what are any other comics that you're reading that we haven't talked? Boom, this one comes up because, boom, I didn't even mean that. But it's awesome. It's when we try and describe it to people who don't know what we're talking about, it's Abnett and Landing doing their best cosmic stuff. It's like a legion of superheroes without the 50 billion years of continuity to mess with, or a new 52. What's the new continuity to figure out? It's just brilliant. There's 8 issues out. Buy them. The trade is coming out soon. Buy it. Read it. It's gorgeous. Who does the art on this? Oh, it's Tom Derenick. Tom Derenick and Andre Guinaldo. It's gorgeous. It's just so good. So good. They got great characters, great, those Abnett and Landing highbrow cosmic concepts. So good. Read it. Shadowman number 4 is moving quickly up my favorites in Valiant, although there's no bad Valiant book. I think, to be honest, I think my favorite Valiant book are whatever Valiant books came out that week, because they're the ones I'm reading at the moment and just go, wow, these are awesome. And then the next one's coming out like, wow, these are awesome. There's been no Valiant book out of this new Valiant relaunch that has made me go, oh, well, that one's okay, or oh, that book's up. No, they're all great. And, they started out small and they keep kind of adding in, and okay, we got 2 titles, 3, 4, 5. And I haven't regretted this, They're all $3.99, and I haven't regretted, oh, you added another one? Oh, damn it. No, because I know they're going to be great. This issue, Shadowman, the new Shadowman embraces his power, figures it out a little bit, takes on Mr. Twist, impedes Mr. Dark. Oh, Dark is coming. Dark, D-R-Q-U-E. Remember him from the Old Time Valiant? You do if you read Old Time Valiant. All right, he's on his way. He could have broke through this issue, but Shadowman said, no, I'll stop you at the halfway point. So good. Gorgeous art. Brilliant story. It's Justin Jordan. So it's, Legend of Luther Strode. Justin Jordan writing it. Patrick Zurcher doing the art. Again, someone I don't know who he is, but it's gorgeous stuff. Read it. Harbinger number 0. Ooh, the secret origin of what the heck's his name? Harada. Toyo Harada, the head behind the head honcho behind the Harbinger Corporation. Yeah. It's a little easier to understand how you became a ruthless badass if your origin involves being 8 years old during, you know, the bombing of Hiroshima. It's a little easier to forgive you for your ruthless acts later when it's like, oh, formative years, bomb, parents, ooh, yeah, okay, Mr. Harada, I'm willing to forgive you, even though every time I read your last name, all I hear is John DiMaggio's voice as Schnitzel from
Chowder.
From Chowder. Rada, 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 rada. That's what I get. But that may just be me. And you, now that I've put it in your heads, both of our viewers. So it's really, really good, and it really puts things in the proper perspective, which is what it needed to do, and then just kicks things off, and still leaves you. There's still room to give us a little more as to what happened beyond this point in Harada's origin, but it's good. Critter number 8 is so good. I love this book. I love this series, even though, you know, Tom Hudgens just picked Dirk Manning and not me to write the backup story in annual number 1. But I can't hold any grudges because it's good and Dirk Manning's great. So really, how can I be bitter? I can't, and I really wanted to, but I don't have it in me. This issue was so good and sad. Oh, you know, when a character who's been dead since you met them manages to die again, you know you're reading a good book. They didn't come back. There was no cheesy resurrection. You know, oh, there's a character who's been dead since we met them in this series, who manages to die a second death and just leave people kind of devastated at the end, and that's a powerful thing. And it's just good. It's just awesome. And oh, there's a backup story that made me laugh by Jeff Pina, and it's lettered by Kel Natal, and it's written and drawn by Jeff Pina. It's called Super Pawn, and basically it's a pawn shop run by two brothers. I know I have a New York accent, so let me specify. P-A-W-N, pawn shop, not a porn shop. Although that would be a good series too. But it's a pawn shop for villains and heroes only. So like if you have your death ray that you know, but you're down on money, you can pawn your death ray in this pawn shop. But only heroes and villains are allowed in, because, you know, you can't let just anybody pick up a death ray. You know, just other villains, I guess. So it's an ambiguous moral code, but it's there. And it was pretty funny. Like superhero reality television funny. Rachel Rising number 14. So creepy. So good. So good. So gorgeous. Oh, Terry Moore. Oh, gorgeous. And so good. I can't. Oh, just try and look. I don't know how well you can. Look at some of the. Let me find one. Just look at some of the artwork on these pages. Just look at the line work. That's just gorgeous. See, that page doesn't really spoil too much for you. It's so gorgeous. It's so good. It's so creepy. You got, you know, people coming back from the dead, but not in like a, you know, zombie way. We got enough zombie books going on. You've got people burned as witches and horribly murdered and raped as witches, coming back hundreds of years later for revenge, but possessing other people while they do it. You've got layers upon layers of complication. You've got gorgeous, gorgeous artwork in the snow, and it's like there are moments where it's almost, you know, weird, quirky, Twin Peaks weird town, and then there are moments where it's like an HBO, Showtime original series, supernatural show. It's just so good. It's and the art. Oh, Terry Moore can draw. Terry Moore can draw. If you've ever lived, I don't know, I'm in Florida now. I don't know where any of you guys are watching this from. If you live in a place where it snows, or you've ever lived in a place where it snows, Terry Moore draws so well that you know that kind of hush that happens only when it's snowing, where like the snow muffles all the sound, because the snow is just natural sound dampener. So in the snow, and when it's snowing, it's harder to hear. Things get kind of muffled. It's just a very softness to the whole world on all sensory levels. Terry Moore draws that. He manages to draw that you can feel it, just that kind of hush where you just hear the gentle of the sound of snow hitting snow, just a faint little whisper of ice crystal on ice crystal. It's amazing. I have nothing else to tell you about that. It's just amazing. Great Pacific #4. I knew the giant squid was a good guy. Sean and I discussed last time the potential of a giant squid good guy. And I mean, I'm sure it's got its own agenda as giant squids go. And oddly enough, as we're discussing this today on MSN, there was a link to a video where for the first time someone captured a giant squid in the wild. Not captured, but filmed it. They had a little robot-y thing, and a giant squid came up. I was like, ooh, check it out. Don't know what it is. Out of here. But so giant squids, very, very, very current. But Great Pacific was there first. Joe Harris and Martin Morazzo. So good. This is again, I said it last time and I'll say it again. This has shades of that Why the Last Man feel. And if you have ever been in Famous Faces, you'd know that Why the Last Man is like a benchmark criteria we use for all things awesome and unexpectedly so. So that's amazing. I don't know if Jay's mentioned these in hot picks, because I don't know if these are I don't know if these are going to be your most financial gain comics in the universe, but they're a gain to the soul. They're an income. Detective Comics, Layman writes so good. Driven mad by the Merrymaker. This is the League of Smiles, a bunch of Joker wannabes, led by somebody with their own with his own agenda, just kind of manipulating their emotional states. Really, really good, really cool. The art again. I mean, Layman draws this, but who writes this? Jason Fabok is just blowing it away. It was just awesome. Backup story is ties directly into the main story. It's kind of a follow-up that flashes back, so it's an origin, it's a prologue and an epilogue to the main story at the same time. Also, let me mention DC was doing these. I said last time that this was awesome, and it was. These 2 pages it's kind of a recap of what's happening in comics in the DC universe at the moment, but it's done in its own strange way where you have correspondent, Ambush Bug, and then they go for a special report from Calendar Man. And if you can pull that off, then you win. And this, I think, may be one of my favorite new things in the New 52. Now, these go together. Boom, boom. Animal Man, number 17, and Swamp Thing, number 17. Oh, they team back up for the Animal Man first, then Swamp Thing. That's the order. And again for next month. The Rot World War basically comes to an end, and the two of them are off on the next leg of this adventure. So amazing. I mean, it's been great. I just, as I got to this, these were the last things I read. That's probably why they're at the bottom of this pile. These are the last things I read because I was just like, Rot World. This is the finale, finale part 1, finale part 2. So good, though. They've been really good, but I was starting to think, is this still happening? But no! Boom! Just so emotional, so raw, character-driven, so awesome. Jeff Lemire and Scott Snyder, they're credited on both. Clearly they planned this stuff out, they work together. I'm going to be so sad to see Snyder leave Swamp Thing. Jeff Lemire can just write whatever the hell he wants, just give it to him. So good. And that's it. So yeah, check us out on InvestComics.com. If you're looking at us on YouTube, hop over to InvestComics.com. Look at some of the other features. Jay does the hot picks each time. They have a couple other features on there, and you can listen to Sean and Sean do the podcast, the Breaking the Fourth Wall podcast. So you can hear them. You can hear them go on and try and figure out which Sean is which. I know. Do you? And that's it. We'll see you next week. Sean will be back, and hopefully I'll be funnier.